So talking about what are the different items that is covered with respect to Workday benefits, right? So we have a basic navigation with respect to benefits. If I talk about that, like normally how benefits look at employee level, okay, and how mainly benefits is configured, right? So mainly how we can view the benefits, like mainly when we talk about Workday or when we talk about end users, right? Whenever we are on a client calls or whenever we're discussing about the requirements, mainly the end user or the stakeholders are mainly concerned about in how many clicks we can get the desired result, and they are more interested to have everything in as less as clicks possible, right? If something is possible in 1 or 2 clicks, they're more than happy. So it's all about automation that we can achieve. Okay, after that we will talking about the second part is foundation setup with respect to benefit plan. There are different benefit plans. I will go and show in the system as well, right? We have healthcare plan, we have insurance plan, we have retirement saving plan, we have additional benefit plan. So there are different plan, and each and every plan are configured in a different manner. So during the course we will look into each and every plan, how that plan is linked with the worker, how the auto enrollment happens, each and everything. Okay, and mainly during the sessions I will be briefing you about the real time scenarios. Okay, like what are the scenarios that mainly comes in or how the requirements comes in. One of the main thing, and I think for Workday benefits this is the right time, because in next few months we'll be having the open enrollment. Okay, open enrollment is something which commonly happens in each and every company whoever uses Workday benefits, and that normally starts after a couple of months. So I would say this is the best time, because in couple of months the number of requirements that you see for Workday benefits, which will be on a higher trend when compared to as of now. Okay, other configuration option. So there are different configuration options with respect to automation. Like one of them is passive event. So we'll look into that. Apart from that, enrollment event processing. So just now I briefed you about open enrollment, right? So how that mainly happens, how we decide the timeline, how things look. Okay, a passive event, the one that I mentioned, like if in case I want to do any event automatically, how that mainly is achieved, right? What are the different scenarios wherein mainly passive event comes into picture. Okay, managing dependents and beneficiary. So talking about every employee have the dependents and the beneficiary that is in place. So how we can manage that? Evidence of insurability. This is one of the hot topic with respect to insurance plan. Okay, like there are scenarios with respect to insurance plan wherein we have to have the evidence required. Okay, so how that mainly happens, and finally open enrollment that mainly I was highlighting. Okay, anyone, any doubt, any questions? Okay, so talking about this course objective, this course objective is simple to understand a Workday benefit, fundamental, and the navigation. So it's not only, so mainly talking about the benefit fundamental. So if we talk about benefit is something common, because talking about the audience here, all of you have some experience, right? So anyone who has worked and used not mainly the Workday or any other ERP system in whichever companies they have used. So mainly as an employee, we get some benefits. All right. So from end user perspective, how benefits looks, right? And how mainly that is done in the backend. All right. So apart from that, managing enrollment changes, eligibility rules. So here the changes signifies here, like let's take an example from an employee's life cycle purpose. Okay, wherein let's take an example, any employee got married. Okay, so obviously there will be some changes from the benefit point of view. Like previously the employee only was getting the benefits, now the spouse comes into picture. So how these changes happen, how the employee can do those changes. Okay, that is more about that. Configure benefit plan and different options that comes into picture. Generate reports and ensure compliance. Talking about benefit, there are some Workday delivered reports that is available, which I will brief you, like how you can mainly use those reports from the compliance perspective. Okay, and apply best practices for benefits administration. So this benefit administration, nothing but the benefit admin role, and what are the best practice that mainly as a benefit admin anyone should be using while working. Okay, so prerequisite. So mainly we should have a basic idea with respect to navigation skills, right? That is the reason why mainly we are suggesting to have or go for core HCM first, then come to Workday Benefits. Experience with HR or benefits admin, this is something better to have. Okay, understanding of benefits regulation and compliance, so this is something which is good to have if in case we have an idea about the, because compliance changes, right? If we talk about US, it's different. If we talk about UK, is entirely different. Most of the things with respect to compliance entirely changes. Okay, familiarity with Workday employee data structure, like talking from the employee data perspective, like in Workday, how things can be saved, how things can be utilized, that is a different knowledge of organizational benefit policies. So this is something when we work in an organization, or mainly when we are working specifically towards the Workday side. So mainly at the organization level, we can get to know like what are the different policies that comes into picture and how to use that. Okay, Workday HCM fundamentals training. So this is what mainly we are recommending. Appropriate Workday security access. So we'll be discussing, or I will be elaborating you more with respect to Workday benefit. What are the security access that mainly comes into picture? Because talking from an employee perspective, right? As an employee, I should have only limited access with respect to benefits. Whereas when we talk about a benefits admin, the access is entirely different, right? So how this access changes on how we can manage those access. Okay, experience with Workday self-service function. So these are the some of the prerequisites. So mainly talking about or summarizing this prerequisite. So anyone who has experience in core HR side and Workday, so they are good to go with this course. Okay. So mainly who can take up this course? So anyone who has experience into the Workday or the idea, okay, and they want to get into the benefits related role. Payroll specialist. Okay, anyone who is processing the payroll and they want to have an idea with respect to Workday benefits, they can go. Workday system admins, manager and team leads, any IT analyst and consultants, employee managing their benefits, and recent graduates and career changes. So this is the one that they can go up to the course, or anyone who has basic idea about the Workday core HCM. Okay. So talking about from the benefits point of view, like what are the benefits if you go with the training? So mainly ZaranTech offer training and certification option. Like some of you may get a chance to get into the Workday certification, right, from your company, or if in case you want to directly go through, right? So mainly talking about the certifications entirely changed as of now, right? Earlier the pattern was entirely different, wherein it was a combination of objective type questions and configuration, whereas talking about as of now, the new pattern is entirely different and it's completely on objective types. Okay, so normally the level of questions is entirely different. So if anyone who does not have an experience, so they cannot clear the certification. That is one thing that what mainly you may see, right? The another thing with certification, the one good option that has been there in places, it you can enroll for the certification as of now. Okay, you can do your training part, right? You can learn, or you can learn the configuration aspect, and after that you can go to the training. So that is a new way which Workday has introduced. Okay, talking about mainly ZaranTech ensure that with respect to instructors, like all of the instructors are certified in the modules that mainly they are catering, and at the same time they are having good level of experience, right, in different domains and industries. So talking about anyone who has enrolled for the training, they will get different assignments, right? Talking about, like, I will, when we will be going through the training, I will be giving you some real time scenarios. Okay, and if in case you go for work the benefits interview, right, so what are the different scenario based questions that comes into picture, what are the questions that the interviewer may ask. Okay, and apart from that, there is a good content that is available with respect to your assignments that you can practice, okay, which we can discuss during our Q&A sessions, during our trainings. Okay, talking about all the sessions will be recorded and it will be shared with you. So if in case you want to access it at the later stage, that will be available with you. Okay, so brief introduction about Workday. I hope all of you are aware what is Workday. So talking about Workday, Workday is a cloud-based system mainly used for HCM and financials, right? So talking about Workday, Workday was founded in 2005, launched in November 2006. basic details are given. But just to let you all know, talking from the Workday point of view, I'm not sure whether you all will be aware. Talking about anyone, any idea, any guess, like what is the number of clients that we have as of now with respect to who is using Workday?
650.
Any rough guess? So it's around 10,500. So just imagine the number of clients that are using Workday, and it's expanding exponentially. So if you want to cross verify, you can go to the Workday quarterly results that get published. There you will have list of all the clients that is in place. Okay. Workday benefits overview. What are the key objectives? So mainly talking about from the benefits module perspective, maybe how we can automate things like I was mentioning, right? Talking about the number of clicks that I was mentioning, right? Like in how many clicks we can get the desired result. Talking from the employee perspective, and we have one good feature that was recently introduced by Workday, Benefits and Pay Hub, right? In single click, we can see all the details related to the benefits and pay related information from the employee perspective. We can make customizations as per the requirement. Okay. Enhance employment, employee engagement, and satisfaction. Because if things become easier from the management perspective or the client from the employee perspective, that is mainly something which we or as a client they want to achieve. That's the reason why they're putting in a lot of money. Okay. Ensure compliance with regulation. So this is one of the main advantage when we talk about the compliance and regulation. If we talk about mainly ACA comes into picture for United States, right? Affordable Care Act, right? So talking about every company from the compliance perspective, they have to file the ACA to the federal government, right? So how this, I'll be giving you a brief idea like how this is mainly catered. Apart from the open enrollment, ACA is the second thing that happens annual basis, right? How this entire ACA is covered, right? How we have to do the setup from the benefits point of view. Talking from the ACA perspective, ACA is scattered in two modules. One is the benefit consultant takes care of the functional side, and the integration consultant takes care from the integration. So this ACA filing is a work of benefits and integration. And in this entire training, I will be briefing you about like the all the steps that comes into picture and what are the things that we have to keep in mind. Okay. Provide actionable insights through analytics and reporting. So we have an option to create different reports depending upon our requirement for having actionable insights. Okay. I would like to get into the tenant so I can show you like whatever I'm briefing mainly. I hope all of you can see my Workday screen. All right. Can anyone please confirm?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Yeah. Thank
Yes.
you. So talking about from the benefit point of view, I'm just opening any of the employee. Okay. If you go to any employee's profile, right? As an end user, if anyone who is working in any company, they are using Workday. So you can say this benefit worklet, right? Here you will be able to see list of all the benefits that the employee has opted. Okay. At the same time, you can see the dependent details, any beneficiary that the employee has added, or any benefit credits that the employee has. Okay. So this is from the end user perspective, right? Like talking about how an employee can enroll, okay, to all the benefit plans. So there is a benefit event that gets triggered or employee has an option to do that. Okay. Depending upon the access that the employee has. Okay. One of the requirement that mainly is from the client perspective or from the compliance perspective is important. Like what are the details that employee can see? Okay. And at the same time, what are the details that is specific to employees, whereas any other employee cannot see? Okay. Like talking about, just to give you an example, right? If I talk about country China, right? The compliance is entirely different when compared to US or UK, right? Talking about from the compliance perspective, the way in which we keep the dependents or beneficiary details is pretty different. Pretty different meaning is we can normally store it and we can restrict the access at the employee level, right? Whereas in China, it works entirely differently. Okay. So mainly in those scenarios, what comes into picture is how you are scattering the dependents wherein we have a client who is allocated in different countries, right? So how to manage those? Talking about different options that comes into picture related to benefits. So we can go to the related actions and benefits. So here we have different options that we have in place when we talk about change benefits, current benefit elections, right? Beneficiaries. So here it was a brief with respect to employee, right? Like talking about from the employee level, what are the actions that as an employee he can do, right? Like talking about change benefits. I'm just giving you a brief, right? This is something which as an end user we do, right? Like talking about from the course perspective or the training perspective, how these things are done in the back end, right? Like let's take an example of change benefits. Let's take an example. Johnson got some event in his life. Let's take an example of beneficiary change or birth adoption. All right. So normally, so this is what mainly he can do, right? From the employee perspective. Okay. So let's take an example wherein the employee has opted a change related to adoption of child or birth, right? He has given the event from when this gets triggered. So here we can see the instructional text, right? So this each and everything can be updated or maintained at the backend side, talking about this benefit event type. Normally we call this as a benefit event type. So this is something which is created, right? And the access is given at the employee level. That is the reason why this John Chen is able to view that. Okay. Right now I'm not proxied as him, but I'm just briefing you. Okay. So when we are opting for this benefit event, so there are different elections that is coming into picture that mainly comes when we are going to opt for this, right? So how this elections are popping up, how this mainly happens at the back end. So that's what mainly we'll be looking into detail. Okay. And normally he can submit this. So this is a practice tenant. Okay. So this is asking for proof of eligibility. So how this is normally a validation that got triggered, wherein it is asking us to provide an electronic form via attachment, right? So an attachment is supposed to be attached here, right? So we'll get into details during our training, like how those things are configured and different business process that we have in place. There are commonly four different business process that we have. One of them is change benefits, right? Right now we are looking into the change benefit event. So how mainly that benefit event works at the business process level. Okay. Talking about the benefit plan, right? If in case, so this is one of the Workday delivered report wherein we can view all the benefit plans that is in place, right? So this is a practice that we are looking into mainly. So we have good number of benefit plan. So benefit plan is segregated into different type. Healthcare plan, health savings account plan. We normally call this as HSA. Spending account plans, FSA plans. Normally we call it as in short form insurance plan, retirement saving plans, additional benefit plans. So mainly during this session, we will discuss like individually what are how this entire plans are configured, and talking about within the plans we can see the benefit provider. Okay.
Hey, you know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features? Bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
One of the real-time scenario that mainly comes into picture is like how mainly what happens. Like let's take an example. As of now, for insurance plan, I'm using AXA or Liberty Mutual, right? I wanted to move to some other benefit provider. Let's take an example with BCBS, right? What are the impact that comes into picture and what are the best practice that we have to follow? Okay, this is just a brief that I'm giving with respect to the benefits module and the tenant. We'll discuss from the basic okay, employee experience. So if we talk about employee experience like self service, enrollment, and management. So normally if we talk about enrollment, right? Like, let's take an example. As an employee, I want to enroll into benefits, right? So Workday has, in the Workday application as well, we can do that seamlessly within few clicks, right? So how to manage those at the mobile application level, all right? If we talk about open enrollment, right? It's not mandatory that I will get into my laptop and I will log into Workday and I will do that from there. Normally, we can enable things at the mobile application level and we can directly do on that. Okay, personalized benefit dashboard. Like, we can have different dashboards in place related to benefits. Like, let's take an example. At an employee level, mainly we want to show list of all the benefits. Right now we saw that in the form of worklet, wherein I showed you. Okay, so right now here at an employee level, we are seeing the benefits in the form of worklet, right? So this is the worklet, right? This is not so talking about the updated version normally that we have in place, the one that I mentioned, benefits and pay hub. We can have that in place wherein we can have a quick glance of all the benefits, like here for benefits, dependents. So we have in different forms, right? We can have each and everything in one single place, right? And right now, for viewing the benefit section, I have to go to the benefit section, open the worker profile and go to the benefit section, right? Normally we can directly open any worker profile and we can directly go to the benefits and pay hub, right? So that is how easy we can do that. Okay, a mobile friendly and intuitive interface. Like I was mentioning, like we can have each and everything in place. There are some limitations when we talk about mobile application, but mostly all the things can be achieved in the mobile application as well. Okay, administrator experience. So talking about the Workday's perspective, it's a single source of truth for HR and benefits because the data is in a centralized format. Okay, automated eligibility and enrollment process. If we talk about automated eligibility, it's not so we have to set up or we have to create the eligibility rule in such a way, right? Like talking about the group of employees, so whatever benefit plans that they are eligible for, okay, that should pop up automatically, right? That mainly happens. We normally can term that as a defaulting of benefits. Like, let's take an example. Company decides like workers should have by default the healthcare plans, right? Or the BCBS plan is something which by default they should have it, right? So how we can hard code that? Okay, flexible configuration for global and local plans. So if we talk about with respect to benefit plans work, there are different plans when we talk about at the country level. How we can manage that? How we can manage the enrollment? Like talking just to give you a real time scenario. If we talk from the UK point of view, right? In UK, if you join the company, right, the benefits mainly starts at a later date. It does not start on the very same day when you joined, right? Employee have an option to opt it from the very first day, but from the compliance perspective, they ideally do not get it. Normally, it happens after 90 days. Okay, so how that can be set up? Okay, real-time analytics and reporting for strategic decision making. So talking about the dashboards or the Workday delivered reports that we have in place, or we can create different custom reports. So from the reporting perspective, I will brief you like what are the main data sources that we can use when we are having any requirement for creating the custom reports. Compliance and security, ACA, IRS forms. So these are the main ones when we talk about compliance. So why it says as automated, like I was briefing previously with respect to the ACA setup that we can do. So if we normally ACA setup is done on a yearly basis, okay, and there is a fixed timeline from the IRS, right? That is mainly we have to abide by, or else the fine are just like anything. Okay, a high security standard for data production, right? Like we can protect the data in whichever way we want, keeping the security standards at the top tier level. Streamlined regulatory reporting. Okay, what are the overall key advantage of Workday benefits? A reduced administrative workload through automation. We can achieve most of the item in benefits. We have some limitations, right? But most of the things can be achieved via automation, wherein things will happen automatically. Mainly talking about the repetitive tasks which we do not want to do. So this mainly reduce the admin level workload majorly. Increased transparency for employees and employers. Greater flexibility to adapt changing benefit needs. So talking about the benefits is changing in such a way, right? Like mainly when we talk about Workday benefits so much. Workday is mainly famous because of adaptability and flexibility, right? Because of the agile that we have in place, right? So we can make changes at any level as per the need. It's not, yeah, limitations are there, but it's very minimal. For all the limitations, we can have the different workarounds that is feasible. Okay. Improved talent attraction and retention. So talking about from the navigation basis point of view, the different business object, task, reports can be found on favorite tab of the main menu. So mainly we can have the tasks and the reports or any business object that, let's take an example as an employee or as an benefit admin. There are some reports or tasks that I use on a frequently basis or on a daily basis, right? So I can have that in the main menu so that I can open in just 2 clicks. All right.
Hey, Rajiv, 1 second. Just sorry to interrupt. So, a lot of people are asking some private questions on the chat. So, I'll just answer that. Similar questions were coming. So, I'll answer that.
Sure.
So, after Rajiv is done explaining his PowerPoint and about benefits, I will cover the learning management system, what you get out of ZaranTech, how we deliver the training. I'll cover all of that. I will also cover the benefits of joining ZaranTech. It's a big benefit. I'll talk about that, how we help you with certification. I'll show you live examples of people who have got certified, officially certified with ZaranTech, and how ZaranTech can help you with the practice test platform ZaranTech has unique to ZaranTech. We'll also talk a little bit about, I'll also take all your questions on certification, job, how you can start your career, all of that stuff. So stay on, and in a little bit, I will share my screen and I'll explain all of that stuff. Okay. All right, Rajiv, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Okay. So talking about, mainly I'm not getting into the Tenant majorly because talking about from the navigation point of view, inbox items. So this is something like most of you have already Workday experience. So you might, I'm expecting like you might already be aware about the inbox item. All right. That is something common which mainly we do on a regular basis. Okay. So talking about from the inbox item, right? Like normally how we can act on any tasks or any approvals or any to-dos that comes in to our kitty. All right. We have an option to filter or save filter or different options that has been in place using search in Workday. Right. I will show this in the system. So talking from the navigation point of view, right? So this was earlierly called as inbox. The name is changed to my task now. Okay. So from the navigation point of view, we can go to this icon, my task icon, and whatever task is at my level, right? Let's take an example. I was trying to do birth or adoption of child and I got some error, right? So this is in my inbox now. I'm supposed to act on it, right? So we can review that and we can complete that. Okay. Talking about, this is the search bar wherein we can search the task or any activities. Let's take an example. I want to create benefit plan, right? So I can search the task and I can open those tasks. So this is the basic navigation. The menu that I was talking about, wherein let's take an example of the dashboards related to benefits that I want to get into, right? So we can have that in place over here, right? And we can access it in single click. Okay. Talking about the business object designed to give you multiple ways of doing the same task. So this is the one of the great advantage that we have with respect to Workday. It's not mandatory that I will be doing the same task in one way. We have an option to doing it in multiple ways. So depending upon our ease, we can do in whichever way we want. Okay. Talking from the navigation or multiple select fields, standard screen icons. So we have an option where we can choose the multiple fields at a one time, right? Talking about all the icons that we see, right? I briefed you just now, right? Like earlier it was named as inbox, right? Like, so it was pretty much copied from the, I would say from the Outlook that mainly we use, wherein the inbox item, but in inbox item consists of all the items wherein we are not, we are just as an FYI, right? Whereas talking about the my task section, so it is suppose it is my task which I have to complete it, right? That is one of the main reason why the name was changed. Okay. Compensation and benefits. Okay. So this is, we can have this because mainly compensation and benefits comes hand to hand, right? So we have one feature that is available named as benefits and pay hub, wherein we can use a single navigation for having all the employee related benefits and compensation in one single place. That is something which we can set up and have in place. Okay. So talking about from the organization perspective, Workday support many organization type. I would say all the different organization types mainly it supports. Okay. So talking about the main organization type that we have in place is like supervisory organization is one of the primary organization, right? But I have worked with client wherein they have not used supervisory organization as the primary, wherein they have used cost center as a primary organization. So it depends from the client to client perspective. Okay. The hierarchy documents the reporting relationship and management change. So this is with respect to organization, like how mainly we can view the organization, right? Like supervisory organization in layman word, we call this as a department. All right. How the hierarchical approach works, right, in a company. Talking about the benefits partner role, we can have that set up at the supervisory organization level, right? But it can be on the other organization type as well, like for example cost center, location hierarchy, or any other organization type. Okay. So this is how mainly the organization or the organization hierarchy mainly looks like. Okay. Like let's take an example, global modern services at the top, and we have different departments within that. Benefit groups. So this is one of the key or base for benefits, wherein we can have different benefit groups in place. Like just for an example, we can have one benefit group for all the full-time employees, right? We can segregate that as well. Okay. When we are in multiple countries, the benefit groups will be different for each and every country. So that's how mainly segregation happen, and that's how mainly we do the configuration. Okay. Benefit groups. Okay, this is what I was mentioning. Like for example, for executive management, we can have a different benefit group. For salaried employees, we can have a different group. For contractual employees, we can have a different benefit group. Because normally, if we talk about salaried employees, the benefit that they get is different when compared to the executive management, or when we talk about the contractual employee. Okay. Security. So if we talk about the security group, so this two are the major security group that is commonly used. One is benefits partner, benefits admin. Benefits admin is someone actually who has all the access with respect to benefits, whereas benefit partner is limited with respect to tasks, right? He cannot perform all the activities, but yes, he has good access with respect to benefits. Like talking about any changes with respect to enrollment or anything with respect to benefit event. Okay. So if we talk about the salary trend mainly, so talking about the certified Workday benefit consultant, if we talk about the median salary, it's around 88,000. Okay. So, and again, talking about this salary, so this is something like most of you will be already aware, but this is currently the median salary that we have mainly for the certified Workday consultants. Okay. And this is mainly for full time. If we talk about contractual roles, it goes way more. Workday consultant job trend. So mainly we talk about, as I was highlighting, right, in a few months we will have the open enrollment and ACA in place. So the number of jobs that you will see, or talking about any requirement, therein you will find this Workday benefits good to have, or there will be roles which will be mainly focusing on Workday benefits, because this open enrollment entire ACA takes a good time, and minimum at a company level at least few consultants are required. Workday benefits job outlook. So we have already looked into the average salary, right? Mainly if we talk from the range perspective, for anyone who is starting, it will be at the lower right, and it can go around 145K. Okay. Talking about the different job titles, it can be different from the company side. Normally, they name it as, I have seen companies who name it as business analyst as well, whereas they are, or benefits analyst as well, whereas they will be working in the back end in the configurations with respect to. So the job title can be any, but these are the most commonly used job title. Like for example, Workday benefit consultant, or benefit admin specialist, or Workday HCM consultant with benefit focus, benefit program manager, or HR system analyst. Mainly, these are the top 5 industries wherein Workday is growing. Mainly, they are healthcare, technology, financial services, education, and professional services. Education is one of the main which is high in focus as of now, our services. So this is something which I think, Alok, you'll be taking care from here, correct?
Correct. I can take over all of this stuff.
Yes.
Just stay on for a little bit. I'm explaining because they might have any questions. So at
I
this
will be there.
point, we will take a pause and ask if you have any questions. This is your, you can raise your hand and we'll unmute and ask your question. Anything about the curriculum, what is covered, anything like that, please feel free to ask.
Anyone has anything with respect to benefits that they want to know whether that will be covered in the training or not? Just to let you all know, like each and every topics or point will be covered. But if there will be anything, right, that you want to know as an add-on, right, that is also something which I will be catering. But if there is anything that you want to ask from that perspective as well, I'd be happy to answer those.
Hi, I'm
Thank
Kavya. I
you.
have one question.
Kavya.
Yeah, so does this course covers only functional part of the benefits or technical side too?
Mainly, this will cover the functional side, but I will be briefing you about the technical part, like what are the areas wherein the technical part or the cross module comes into picture, right? Like mainly if we talk about benefits, benefit and compensation goes handy. There are many, or if we talk about payroll, right? So how mainly things work, but I will not be going into that in detail, right? Let's take an example, talking about from the benefit deduction perspective, right? With respect to aging plan, we have benefit deduction. So how the deduction happens. So I'll be briefing like at benefit or module perspective, how where things are set up and where this is linked with the other modules. So that is something I will be briefing, but I will not be getting into the other module area, right? Like into the payroll side. So this will be limited with respect to benefits only.
My question is, if it is a brand new implementation, do we also get a chance to see how do you implement and what is the configuration you need to do when you implement?
So good question. So I will be briefing you with respect to brand new configuration only, right? And apart from that, I will be telling you real time issues that comes into picture and how mainly we sort that out. Okay. So talking about how the mainly training will start is we will be discussing. Let's take an example from a client. We got the benefits requirement, right? Like they want to get into benefits. So how mainly things are set up, right? I'll be briefing you like how mainly what are the discussions that happen at the stakeholder at the requirement gathering platform.
So basically, it is a requirements gathering plus a tenant configuration.
Yes.
Before even starting benefits.
And talking about the configuration perspective, we will be discussing end to end. It's not like we will be leaving any topics within the Workday benefit side.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take all your questions on certification here very soon. Okay. All right. If you want to stop your screen sharing, I will explain the rest. All right. Great. Thank you. Okay, great. So my name is Alok. You can find my profile right here. But anyways, first, that's me. I'll share my profile here very soon. I got only a few tabs open. I mean, few tabs and more I can open here. So let's go with the cohort we have shared with you guys. Okay. Everyone should have received this document. If you did not, it's right here. Scroll up. It's right there. This is the document you want to see. There is all the information in there. Okay. And then for those who want the cohort information for HCM, that is the one. Okay. One more thing we ask you to do is join our community. What is the benefit of the community? It's quite a lot. I'll explain you that. So this is our community. We have 20,360 followers. Here, we literally post everything. We post videos, and another thing, we go live stream every other day, a full course on YouTube. You can get that notification here. When you click that link, follow us, and then click this button and click on all and save. When you do that, you actually get a notification anytime we make a post here. We post quite a lot of stuff here. Live sessions, free live session, full courses go live We post guides, which are 115-page guide, 200-page guides. We post all of this here. We post multiple choice questions, MCQs. I mean, you name it, it's all here. Everything. I mean, certificate of completion from you guys when you complete our training program. When you complete the official certification, we post that here as well. So other learners can contact them and get help from them, from the people who have taken our training program and referral to our partner company and got certified. Take a look. I mean, all these are different courses. This is a full course live stream on YouTube. All of this stuff is right here. There's quite a lot of content. I mean, we have about 30,000 posts here. So there is a Workday HCM certification guide. I think it's a 200-page guide. You can download for free, no cost, nothing. Quite a lot of content, okay? That's the first thing you want to do. See, we also post top 100 Q&A for all Workday courses. Now, let's jump here right now. Ignore the word certification for now. This is how Workday's courses are. Under HCM, you have Workday Pro HCM Core. This is your first course you have to do before you jump into any one of these. All right. This is the one you need to finish first. Yes, benefits is much easier as compared to compensation, advanced comp, recruiting, learning, talent, and performance. This covers all of HCM. Student covers that. You don't have to get into that. Finance has all these courses. Payroll has all these courses. Reporting has all of that stuff. But since you are very new and you're in HCM, this is your main one. Okay. Few of you have completed the HCM core and you're learning benefits just to add another module in your list of modules. That's perfectly fine. Now, this document literally has everything what you need. Why Workday? You can go to any section by just clicking on it and just clicking. So you'll go to the detailed course curriculum, what is going to be covered, the certification details, what are the courses Workday offers, what is the certification, what is the cost, what are the courses here, exam course 1, 4 days. This is what you pay to Workday if you want to take the course. That is the certification cost. It's wrong. It should be benefits. Pro benefit certification exam. I'll just change that. All right. Your testing information. How is the testing conducted? What are the questions, weight by topic? Exams are managed by what platform? Then exam platform is your Workday Learning Center. Once you fail the exam, you have 4 calendar days to re-enroll, pay and re-enroll. How you can save $6,400 by going through ZaranTech's training program. Your certificate of completion, what you get from ZaranTech, which you can showcase on your LinkedIn profile. I don't know why there is no link showing up here. Give me 1 second. I will show you something else.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
Let me open the HCM part, okay? Give me 1 second. After you complete your training program, you will receive a certificate of completion, which is going to look like this. You can click on the link, which you're going to get. Your name will appear right there. You can download this certificate of completion. Your future employer can verify this certificate of completion from ZaranTech. And then you can click a button and add this certificate of completion from ZaranTech directly on your LinkedIn profile. That was the link I was looking for. It was not there. That's why I had to go this route. Now let's cover the rest of the things here. So that's your certificate of completion. Your job readiness program. This is about the job readiness program. What our past students are saying. So you can click on this link. You can literally talk to anybody and everybody. Not anybody, but 1% of our students who have completed the training. We train about 150 to 180, sometimes 220 students a month. You can talk to any one of these students, whatever you want, just click the link. It is to their profile. They have posted their certificate of completion. Talk to them and say, how was your training? Whatever you want to ask. All that stuff, you can talk to them directly. Like this, we have over 5,000 people on LinkedIn. Then you can talk to all these people who have taken who have gone through our training program, and ZaranTech referred them to the partner company and they got certified, and we posted about them and their profile. You can talk to them about how was your experience with certification, how are the questions, how should I, if they want to guide you in the right direction, you can directly contact them, those people, and you can ask whatever questions you have. These are the people who took our training. Then we referred them to the partner company. They took the certification, official certification. They paid for the certification, $800. They took the certification, they cleared it in first attempt, and now they're looking for jobs. And their chances are much better than anybody else. So this is your certificate of all these people who have completed the certifications, all the LinkedIn posts from the students. This is your upcoming batch details. You can also make a payment right there. We have installment payment options. It is regularly, this is a $699 course. We are offering it for $299. Why? Because a lot of our students who have taken HCM training are joining this to add value to it. So we didn't want to charge too much. Why I'm saying this? Because our tenant access costs $149 a month. This training includes 2 months of tenant access. So if I just add the value of the tenant access, that's $300. Your training becomes absolutely free, instructor-led live training. You can go here. If you want to make an installment payment, you can make installment payments like this, or you can use Klarna to make installment payments. Those options are here. All our payments only are taken from Stripe. We only use Stripe. You can pay to Stripe from anywhere in the world. That's that. Corporate training is very big for us. 95% of our business is corporate training. We cater to almost 100 plus customers right now. Some of the biggest customers we serve are TCS, EY, KPMG, Freshworks, LTI, Mindtree, Micron, all this stuff, but there's 100 of them, 100 and more. You can see our course catalog, which we deliver corporate training for all these companies. We literally do every training out there in Workday. Anything and everything in Workday we do. I mean, we have already done it. So we finished over 70 plus different Workday courses. You might say there are not 70 modules. How would you do 70 courses? Well, we customize courses. We are a bespoke training company. Every training company does not have the same benefits training because it's customized to the customer. So we customize training programs, we develop a curriculum for them, and we deliver training. This is our corporate training package, and this is how we deliver training. Give me 1 second. I will cover this part here in a bit. Okay. The training you are taking right now will replace these two trainings, which is $3,200 and $3,200. That is $6,400. Our training replaces these two trainings. These two trainings. These two trainings. These two trainings are optional. So you can directly go for certification as well. So that's now. Let me come back to this. Okay? Let me explain you the LMS a little bit. So when you sign up with ZaranTech and you pay for the enrollment fee and everything, first thing you're going to get is access to a learning management system, which is going to look something like this. You can access this learning management system only from your computer to any device, but only if you're logged into your Gmail. As you can see, I'm already logged into Gmail. I can access that. If I try to open this in an incognito window, it will not open. Your tenant access is right there. You just click a button. There is a user ID password. You will be given that. Log in and you'll be into the tenant straight. One more thing, you might have seen a lot of people offering a lot of different trainings once you enter and Google Workday training or whatever. There is a huge difference between us and them. Huge. I mean, there is a day and night difference. Their tenants are limited. I mean, one tenant is shared between 5 students, 6 students, meaning one student gets access from 9 to 11, other student gets from 12 to 2, the other one gets from 3 to 5, whatever. Ours is not like that. Each student gets a tenant for 24 hours, 7 days a week, 2 months straight. Like I was just saying, the value is right there. I just showed you the value right there. Once you take our training program, where the value lies, this training is very, very cheap. Normally, we don't charge this kind of money. We don't charge this amount. We charge about $5.99, $6.99, $7.99. That's the fee we charge. But this one, we are charging this much right now. So it's a very discounted cost because we want our HCM students to take this training, which they are, and add value, one more module to the list so they can get better jobs. That's why we are doing this training. And you're part of this. You can also take advantage of that. So that's the LMS. Then you have the curriculum. I'm actually showing you a sample. I'm showing you the sample of core plus advanced compensation training. That's core and advanced compensation. And everyone gets the access to Workday Job Readiness Program. That's a free access. It is a video training course. You get everything here. You get access to Workday resumes, cheat sheets, LinkedIn cheat sheets, Workday job roles and responsibilities, career path, everything, the whole 9 yards you get here. Material section, I'll come back to this in a minute. All the certification materials are here. We post it all here. You can actually take a look at all these materials. You can download, you can take a look, read it. All these materials are right here as well for certification. That's the amount of materials we have. Every session, including the session you're attending, is recorded. And the recording is posted on your learning management system after you finish the session. This normally gets posted between 24 to 48 hours. That's what we ask, but normally it's done in 3-4 hours. You'll have the access to these video recordings for 1 year. Meeting links are posted here, like the one you attended. You can go click the link, attend the session. Here are your session topic names, what is covered, what are the duration, all of that stuff is mentioned here. Attendance is very important to us, so we take attendance very serious. All those attendance are marked, all the student names are marked, all of that stuff. Now let's get back to materials. All the materials at ZaranTech are built in-house. You will never find a Workday logo on our materials. Never. We build all our materials in-house. All these materials are built in-house because we are a corporate training company. As you can see, this is an assessment built in-house, end to end. Lab materials are built in-house. So your trainer actually covers a PowerPoint. Again, he's not going to do a PowerPoint style of training. This is used basically as a guide for you to follow through. 80% of the training is done on hands-on, on your system, on the tenant. 80% of the training is done on tenant. It has to be hands-on. If you're not hands-on, you'll not learn. And then your trainer will refer you to a particular lab. They'll say, hey, go do this lab. They'll refer you to that lab, you do the lab. And then you will have videos to go over and learn from this. This is your learning management system. All right. Now, some of the benefits I'm going to talk about when comparing other training companies, because this is one question I get asked all the time. So one of the biggest benefit of ZaranTech is we provide tenant access 24/7. That's one of the biggest. Our tenant is the only tenant we only have. There is no other vendor who has the tenant. We own our tenants. So if you go to another company like XYZ, this foundation, that foundation, this cloud, that cloud, XYZ, all those people share tenants between each other, all of that stuff. Our tenants you will never find anywhere. We are the only ones. We own those tenants. We never share it. That's why we are able to provide it 24/7. Those tenants are 24/7 per student. Another thing what we do is that after your training is complete, 1 second, give me 1 second, just 1 second. Another thing we do is that after you complete your training, you are referred. The process is very simple. After you complete your training, you have to put at least 120 hours on the tenant practicing. Once you're done practicing, you reach out to us and you let us know, hey, I'm done with my practice. Now I want to go for the certification. Okay. At that point, we will refer you to the partner company. Those who are asking the name of the partner company, we're never going to reveal it to you until you reach that point. So once we refer you to the partner company is going to reach out to you. You pay them $800. Then you get the access to the Workday Learning Center. Learning Center is just a portal where you schedule your tests, exams. certifications. You can schedule whenever you want. We'll ask you to schedule in a later date, because after you pay to the partner company, you get access to the Workday community as well. You should be spending time on community. Workday community has a lot of information. You should be spending at least 2 weeks of time on Workday community. Community has a lot of things. Then another thing we also do, nobody else does, is this. So I'm going to leave my screen open for you guys. Go ahead and read. This is exclusive to ZaranTech. So for each, and now here I've mentioned Workday Pro HCM core, but we also have benefits. Like I was showing you, there are about quite a lot of certifications. These are the certifications, right? So when you take this certification and you, like, let's say you are going for this certification, okay? You pay the partner company $800 for this certification. Now, there is no platform anywhere, not even one single company has built a platform where you can test your skill before you take the certification. ZaranTech is the first and only one which has built a platform where you can test your skill. This Workday certification practice test platform is built exactly the same way as Workday's platform is built for certification. Let me show you some messages. So I got the Sunil Sharma is one of our learner. He took the test. He did not do well. He failed the test. This is what helps you prepare for your certification. We allow you 3 practice tests, and practice test platform is only reserved for our learners. One more time. Practice test platform is only reserved for our learners. We also do not just refer people to our partner company. If you are not an enrolled student, paid student on our platform, we don't work with you. So people come in hundreds. Weekly, we get more than 100 requests to refer them to the partner company to get certified. We don't. You have to be our learner, so we know you're going to clear the certification. You have to go through our training, and then we refer you to the partner company. And then when you go for the certification, there is no platform where you can test your skill. We are the only one which has built a platform like this. Workday's passing score is 80%. Our passing score is 95%. Because if you fail here, you don't lose money. And it's good that you fail here, because then you will learn more. That's why we give you 3 attempts. Over a period of 10 days, you have to take 3 attempts. I mean, you cannot take 1 attempt and then just take another attempt next day. We don't like that, because you cannot study all that. After you take the attempt and you don't clear, the attempt will tell you what you need to prepare more. And then based on that, you take some time, 2-3 days, prepare, come back. We'll get you the platform access again. You practice again. At this point, we have only built for these many certifications, because it takes one certification to build this platform. For one certification, it takes 2 weeks. And the certification questions here are built exactly with the same question weightage as Workday certification. This is the whole process. If anybody has any questions and say, hey, I want to talk to some students who have taken the certification and cleared, right there. Talk to them as much as you want. Everything is right here. You can talk to our students directly here on LinkedIn. Now, we used to post a lot of Google reviews, but again, a lot of times people like anybody can leave a Google review. How do I know? So that's why we started posting the direct link of LinkedIn people. And if you want to reach out to 5,000 LinkedIn people who have posted their certificate of completion, go to our learner community. On our learner community, we post all those certifications. Anybody and everybody who has completed the certification will post their details. So if you scroll down on the learner community, keep scrolling down, you will find them there. All right. So I have explained you this. And then also another thing I wanted to tell you, if you want to go and learn any course online on our platform, just go to this playlist. Every course, full course, is listed here for free. Every course under Workday umbrella. I mean, we have lots of courses here. So also another thing is when you are reaching out to your learning consultant, please don't ask for discounts, promotion, this and that. Don't bargain. We don't. So We keep the price very low. And if we keep it up, we keep it up because the quality is you're going to get the same excellent quality, but don't bargain because that just, doesn't go well. So it is a very affordable cost. If you go with Workday, you have to pay $7,200. All right. Thank you for all of those who have taken part in the poll. I see 5 of you want to enroll. Awesome. Our team will get back to you. And then we will, if you have any questions, also one more thing we have is that if you want another session one-on-one to ask more questions, we also have that. So just ask your learning consultant for one-on-one session. So you can ask more questions because obviously there's, we have to cover so much in so less time. You can always have that. I enrolled in integration recorded course, but the curriculum, the current videos and documents are from 2020. I want, okay, if you have any questions, let us know. Have a good night. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.